Hey everyone, welcome to the B-Side Breakdown. My name is Brett Johnson and I'm your host. This is episode 49 of a podcast where I talk with other artists, musicians, and songwriters about a song they've written that is meaningful to them, that they give me permission to play the song in its entirety right now on the episode so you, the listener, can hear it before we end up having a discussion and getting deep into the why behind it. Today I'm going to be talking to Nick Palmer from the band The Blackburns about their song ASM KoP, which means Assistant Store Manager King of Prussia. So let's get into it. Here's ASM KoP by The Blackburns. All right, and that was ASM KoP by the Blackburns. We're going to take a quick break and we're going to come back with Nick Palmer to talk about the Blackburns, the song, and everything else that's going on with the band. So hang out, stay with us, and we'll be right back. Thanks. Hey everyone, it's Brett again with the B-Side Breakdown. Just want to take a quick second to remind you about our Patreon that we've started for the podcast. It's patreon.com/B-Side Breakdown. There's the Down for the Cause tier, which is $5 a month. It gets you all the episodes in advance before they air, and it gets you them all ad-free. So if you want to show your support for this labor of love, we sure appreciate it. And again, please head over to patreon.com/B-Side Breakdown. All right, we'll be right back. Thanks. All right, and we are back. Let's bring in Nick Palmer from the band The Blackburns to talk about the song ASM KoP. Hey, Nick, thanks so much for taking some time today to talk with me about the song.
Yeah, Brett, I really appreciate the opportunity to come on. How you doing?
Oh, I'm doing great. How's your day?
Not so bad. It's wrapping up now.
Yeah, no, I hear that. So this is a song that I'm already falling in love with, and I can't wait to hear the rest of the record when it comes out. I believe April 24th is the official release. Yeah,
That's correct. Yeah, thanks for saying that.
of course. And this is coming off a record called Alternative Rock. I think it's coming out on Sell the Heart Records. So far, am I right?
Yeah, nailing the details. Thank you.
Right. So tell me a bit about the song. I'd love to learn. I tried to find some reference to the title, and all I saw was some 2012 stock reference that was super obscure, and I'm like, that can't be it. But you never know. Tell me about the song and kind of what's going on with it.
Sure. So, the abbreviation in the title does get said in the hook line of the song, which is assistant store manager in King of Prussia. That's what that stands for. So,
Oh, got it.
so yeah, King of Prussia is a town outside of Philadelphia where there's a giant mall that has survived the death of malls.
Yeah.
Believe it has the most shopping square footage inside. I think Mall of America beats it with the amusement park, but it's just a gigantic mall in the suburbs of Philadelphia.
Wow.
And so the song is about working retail, which has been my day job in some form or another. I have been an assistant store manager in King of Prussia before, and my current day job is as a retail recruiter. So it's very much a write what you know song.
Oh, got it. Got it. Got it. Got it. So, King of Prussia, again, that's a town, not a store, right?
Correct. Yeah, it's the King of Prussia Mall,
Oh,
and
I see.
yeah,
Okay.
King of Prussia is in they call them the collar counties of Philadelphia, the counties that sort of surround the city.
Oh, got it. No, that's cool. No, I love it. Yeah, right what you know. So tell me then more about the lyrics for me were challenging a little bit to discern because I didn't have a ton of time to sit with it. But tell me about what are kind of the moods and themes that you're trying to convey, or is it really not your point and you just want the listeners to get what they get out of it?
Well, I'll say, yeah, so actually, I'll say like as a listener, am a lyrics last listener. Like
Sure.
I'm a vibes forward kind of like music person. Every once in a while, I get an idea for something to say, but actually, like the majority of the record, this song aside, and one or two others, I think, were co-written with in the band whose name is Joel, and mostly we co-write in a like a Bernie Elton format where Joel actually just writes a bunch of lyrics with no music in mind at all, and then I take the lyric sheets and put my music to them, and that's kind of how we write together for the most part.
Oh, wow.
Um, so so that's generally like if somebody, which is to say, like if somebody is not, if the lyrics aren't like popping out to them and they're just enjoying the tune, like that, cool, that's me too. But as far as like discussing the lyrics, the like the hook line did just come to me because like again being a retail recruiter, I say the phrase assistant store manager in King of Prussia all the time, and it just started like coming into my head with that in that exact cadence, and just like that hook line was in my head for I think a good like couple months. Every time I see ASM KoP on a spreadsheet, I was singing it that way.
Sure.
Um, and then uh, and then I guess sort of on our first record, we had kind of established that like the lyrical sandbox we were playing in was um, like aging suburban punks, kind of nostalgic for the glory days of going to like Legion Hall and VFW shows.
Sure.
But this is where they're at now in their 40s. Always speaking in the third person as if we have nothing to do with it. But so then I was thinking about like, oh, well, yeah, definitely there's like a lot of aging punks who, either worked or work retail. It was
Yeah.
very much the hardcore singer that is manning the pretzel stand is like definitely a thing, right?
Yep.
So it felt like something I could sort of flesh out within the context of what the Blackburns do. And that's I just started thinking about like who works at the mall and describing them.
No, that's cool. And yeah, spot on, right? I mean, had my set of retail jobs when I was a kid, hustling my post hardcore bands and doing what I was doing. So totally understand that.
Yeah.
Um, and so so tell me a bit more about the Blackburns overall. So if we can kind of go back a bit, when did the band form and how did that all come together?
Yeah, it came together in 2023. There basically it started as like a songwriting partnership between myself and Joel, who I mentioned. So
Yep.
we both kind of have played in like punk and alternative and indie bands since the 90s in the area. Joel was in a band called Plow United back in the 90s. And they were one of my favorite bands, period, certainly favorite local bands. And so he reached out, kind of like friend of a friend situation, asked if I wanted to write some songs together. So that was early 2023, and
Nice.
then we kind of filled out the band with people that I have played in bands with before. So like I was a drummer in a band called the Dangeros. The singer in the Dangeros is our live drummer. and then the guitarist from that same band is my best friend Abe, and then my wife Lene plays keyboards and sings in the band as well. So we kind of fleshed it out that way. And our first record came out in 2024, and we've been playing shows regionally since then.
Got it. And so then I think I lost you in the shuffle of what you do. So are you guitar vocals or what?
Yes, I'm
Okay.
guitar. I sing on this song.
Okay.
On the record, you'll hear three voices: myself, Joel, and Lene. But this song is me singing.
Got it. How does Lene spell her first name if you don't mind me asking?
Oh, Lynnna.
Got it. Okay. My mother's name is Linnea, and so she spells it Linnea. It's not a common name, so I just wondered.
Yeah. Oh, cool.
No, that's cool. Got it. So, wow, that's awesome, and good for you on the traction that you've gained and garnered, and the attention that you have, and releasing records on Sell the Heart and all that in just a short amount of time. Like that's such a cool story to hear, and it's inspiring for me, frankly, because right. It's like, I had these bands that I were in that I was in that were super meaningful to me in the late 90s, and they fizzled out. They broke up because people did a bunch of different stuff in life, and that's just kind of what happened. I've continued to write and play in a bunch of bands since then, but it's like, yeah, that sounds like such a great idea. Like just, hit up some old friend of a friend that you just, hey man, let's just write a song together, and just kind of go from there. That's really cool. That's
Yeah.
great to hear. Um, okay, and you're based out of, are you formally based in Philadelphia then, or King of Prussia?
Yeah, we're based in Philly. Three of us live in Philadelphia. I'm talking to you from South Philly.
Okay,
Me and my wife obviously live together, goes without saying. And
sure,
then Joel also lives in South Philly, and then Abe, the guitar player, he actually does live in King of Prussia, funny enough.
got it,
And then our Justin is out, our drummer, live drummer Justin is out in the suburbs as well.
got it. And so, right, so I see, am I looking at this right? I'm stalking your band camp at the same time. So the first record came out, or the release in 2023, and you've had several since. And so now, is this your first full length, or have you put out more than an
Our
EP
first, so
before?
we put out a couple singles, I believe, in 2023 is what you're
Yep.
seeing. And then the first record came out in April of 2024.
Okay.
And then
Self-titled.
we've put a couple singles out since then, and this will be our second full-length record coming out in April of 2026.
How did this song come about specifically? Like, was it just the lyric that you had of kind of the rhythm you put to that, the phrase for the hook and the chorus, or
Yeah, it was just that like I was seeing ASM KoP like on a spreadsheet in my sort of like retail recruiting work, and every
yep.
time I saw it, I was just saying assistant store manager, King of Prussia. Like that was just in my head for a while, and I kind of was like, yeah, I guess that is a hook. I should probably try and build something around that. And
Got it.
yeah.
No, that's cool. That's cool. And I also appreciate what you said earlier about, kind of being vibe first with that, with the music and not necessarily deep in the lyrics. And I kind of go sort of both ways on that depending on what I'm listening to. But generally speaking, even in my own writing, it's the lyrics are the last thing for me usually. Um,
Yeah. And vibe wise, it actually, the song ended in like a pretty different place than it started. Cause I do, being like a vibes first person, I generally will think of like two or three set, like so as not to rip anything off. I'll think of like two or three songs that all kind of give me the same feeling and then try and like deconstruct them to get that feeling out of like my own piece.
oh, yeah.
And originally, like the two songs I was thinking were Teenage Fan Club's The Concept and Yola Tango's Sugar Cube.
Yeah.
And those are, but it did not end up there. But those are both songs that sort of have like this, a sort of like flat arrangement in a sense, where there's like a blanket of fuzz guitar over the whole thing from start to finish. And that's where I was thinking this was going to go. And I kind of did like a demo that way, and it was pretty clear that like the core of the song was good, but it was heading towards like outtakes prison because we wrote like 17 songs and put 11 of them on the record. So like a bunch of it felt like it was going to be one of the five. Um, and then Joel really he really liked the lyric, and he sort of pushed me to reconsider. He gave me a new group of three songs, and his three were Today, the Smashing Pumpkins, When I Come Around, and Teenage Dirtbag. And I was like, okay, those three. And I started like deconstructing, and that's where the drum beat, it has that one like extra snare sort of like ghost hit. That's in like all three of those. I was like, we'll do that drum beat, and then just kind of like, and we'll do the loud, quiet, loud thing that Today does. And yeah, just kind of took it from there, and then it became what it was.
Oh, that's an interesting approach. So with the songs that Joel presented for the record overall. So I guess did the writing on the record for the rest of the songs, did they kind of start in the same way you were talking about, where Joel writes lyrics and then you put it to music, or was that different for this overall?
Yeah, so this one is an outlier where it's kind of my lyric and my music. But yeah, for the most part, like Joel and I, like we share on Google Docs. He'll just like he'll write full sort of verse, chorus, bridge, third verse, like he'll send it all to me with no other instruction, and I'll just kind of like I'll read it, and generally I either hear it as music the first time or I don't, and the ones that I don't, just like I don't use them. I'd like as I have to like as soon as I'm reading it, I'm like, oh yeah, I hear that as a song, and then I kind of flesh the song out.
That makes
And
sense.
yeah.
That's fun. That's fun. So then how long did, okay, so you wrote 17 songs for this record, 11 made it. How long did that take you to write? Like when did you start writing this record?
Pretty much as soon as the last record came out. So basically, for the last, it'll be like 2 years from like the first sort of song being written to the record coming out. It took about 15 months to write and record, I guess.
Got it. And so write and record. Where did you record it?
We recorded in South Philly at a place called Cambridge Sound Studios. This guy Todd McCoy that I've been friends with since again since the '90s. He's like he comes from the same sort of Philly suburbs kind of punk scene as Joel and I. But he's recorded my a couple of my old bands. He did some stuff for the Dangeros. He did some stuff for my band Waxwave. And he's a great producer engineer who yeah, sorry, he's a great producer and engineer. Todd McCoy is where who.
Got it. And what was the, I'm just curious, like what was the setup of recording that? Did you record it live or is it analog to digital? Like how'd you do it?
No, it is very constructed. It's a total production. So I played drums on the record because
Okay.
I'm a drummer first. So I sort of I do like very fleshed out demos that almost could be released as themselves for every song,
Okay.
so that like Joel and the band can all like hear what the music is going to sound like, and then we kind of learn to play it live. But I drum along to the demos, which have like drum machines on them. Um,
Sure.
and then Joel just comes in and plays bass on top of that, and then we sort of layer one guitar at a time and keyboards, and everything's done in its own session. There's like guitar day, keyboard day, vocal day, that kind of thing.
Got it. Got it. And so then who's your live drummer you said? The singer from
Yeah, so yeah, Justin, who was the singer in the Dangeros, a band that
Okay.
I was in, me and him sort of switched places live. But again, me being a drummer first and also being in South Philly where the studio is, just makes more sense for me to go in there and do it.
Sure. And so what does your performance schedule look like? Like how many shows do y'all play? Are you actively out there touring often or playing regionally often, or is it just select shows
Yeah,
that make
playing
sense?
regionally probably about probably averages out to monthly. We'll generally do a stretch where we're playing every week or every couple of weeks for like a few months and then take breaks. It's probably it works out to like 12 to 15 shows a year, I think.
Got it. Got it. And do you do anything like, have you played Fest in Gainesville or other festivals like that?
We haven't done that yet. I know that Joel's old band Plow United has played Fest before. He's told me about that. We have not made it down.
Okay, cool. Cool. Well, that's exciting that it's coming out in April. Is there any sort of special event that you're doing to push or promote the record when it's coming out? Like, I mean, are you having a formal release show or some sort of bigger kind of event thing?
So yeah, for anybody in the Philadelphia area, the sort of like unofficial like Blackburns release show is we are playing something called Creep Fest, which is at Ortlieb's in Northern Liberties, which is a neighborhood in Philadelphia. And Creep Fest is so Creep Records is this local label that goes back to the '90s, who have put out records from Plow United, Joel's old band, and the Dangeros, my old band, and they also have a record store slash head shop in Philly now, and the guy is booking shows at Ortlieb. So it's a big sort of like 3 day weekend, kind of Friday, Saturday, Sunday event with all sorts of bands that have people affiliated with Creep Records and the Creep store in various ways. So we're playing that Friday, the 24th, that the record comes out.
No, that sounds cool. And is the record coming out? I mean, I see that you have vinyl and that will be out on vinyl. Is that the primary physical medium that you're putting it out on, or are you also
So
making
vinyl
cassettes?
and CD. It is
Okay.
streaming wise, it will be an 11 song record. The vinyl and the CD will each have 12 songs on them, but the 12th song is different on each. So there's a sort of bonus on the vinyl and then a different like a hidden track on the CD.
Oh, that's cool. And who did the artwork for it?
Oh, the artwork was done by a friend of Joel's named Stefania, and I'm blanking on her last name, but she'll get credit in the liner notes. But yeah, friend of Joel's.
Got it. And the picture, your band photo is awesome. Like that, I just think it's such a creative, cool looking picture. That sort of blurred version where you're all sitting in the room.
Oh
What?
yeah, that's a different friend of Joel's named Isaac, whose last name I'm also blanking on. That's bad. That one's bad. But yeah, Isaac is a great professional photographer, and I love that picture.
That's awesome. So everybody, when I post this up on Instagram, that picture will be there, so you can see what I'm talking about too. If you don't, just go hunt it down on your own. Um, totally random side note, I should say. From Philly, there was a band back in the early mid 2000s called Fillmore Brown. Do you know who they are?
No,
Okay,
unfortunately, it's not familiar.
rats. Okay, um, got it. Just totally a band that I performed with once in Maine somewhere, and they were
Oh.
awesome. They were super dope, and they were from Philadelphia, and I was like, wow, wonder what happened to them. Anyway, so cool. So, what else is happening with this song? Do you make videos, self videos, have formal art creative videos? Do you do anything sort of video with this?
We have not really dabbled too much in video. We've been doing some sort of video based like promo for the pre-order on Instagram, but no like music videos. We
Okay,
have not done any of those yet. But yeah, this song will be out as a single on March 10th. So along with having heard it at the beginning of this podcast, you can stream the ASM KoP starting March 10th on the streamers.
got it. Good. Okay, good. So that's available everywhere. Anything else specifically you want to talk about related to the song or the record or anything else with that?
Um, Yeah, I mean, I just I kind of I hinted at the way that the record was performed. Me being like a vibes first guy,
Yeah.
and and then also having like sort of co-producing the record alongside Todd McCoy. The thing the or I should say like the it's meant to sound the way that it feels to see a band live or to see us live specifically,
Mm-hmm.
but it's not meant to sound the way it sounds live. So there's like six guitar tracks on it, but it's really just supposed to sound like the two of us. And that's a thing that is a real lesson that I've learned over the years is that idea that to like you want something raw, you want to like track it live in the room and have just the one guitar on the one side and the other guitar on the other side, and that always sounds so like flat and small. And whenever and they always sound so big and loud. And it's like that weird disconnect that you have to, there has to be some artificiality, there has to be some production. That's like a big thing we leaned in on this record with is that like it hopefully sounds like a five-piece band. That's very much the idea, but like a really big, loud five-piece band that you're standing in front of, not like, you know what I mean?
I do. And I'm glad you called that out because that's definitely when I was listening to it, the first handful of times, I'm from Minneapolis originally, and there's a club there called 7th Street Entry that's part of First Avenue, and I've
Okay.
played there a million times and seen a million shows there. And all I could see, like involuntarily, was standing in the middle of the floor of 7th Street Entry, looking at the stage and watching this five-piece band performing this and just getting kind of blasted by it. And to me, that was really, really fun. I mean, it was a real deliberate like visual effect that the music did create. So
Oh, that's awesome.
I
Yeah,
think I
that's
think you
exactly
achieved
what
that.
what I was going for. That's great to hear. Yeah,
Yeah,
like whenever like my guitar part comes and I live in the left channel and Abe lives on the right channel,
sure.
but whenever I come in, like there's also one on the center channel and there's also one like on the deep right channel that's quieter, just sort of like filling out the whole thing. So that's
Yeah,
the kind of stuff I really more than lyric. I mean, I ended up talking about lyrics a lot, but like that's the stuff I really nerd out on and care about is that like I think the song sonically got where I wanted it to go. I think it sounds exactly like I wanted it to. So that's a big thing that's important to me.
that's really cool. And so not to go too far down the gear nerd route, which I can a little bit, but just interested in. So were you using amplifiers, proper amplifiers in recording,
Yes.
or okay, good, got it, awesome.
Yeah. We had basically three amps being played through at the same time. Anytime guitar was tracked, it was coming through Fender Blues Deluxe, I believe, the Tweed Fender Square, AC30 Vox, and
Nice.
the JC 120, the Jazz Chorus 120.
Oh, cool.
So it was always going through those, and then we used the '90s throwback pedal situation. Was we did have a big muff. We had the Boss DS1, the orange Boss
Yep.
distortion pedal, and the
Sure.
Rat. Those were the three main sources of distortion, so it would just sound like the '90s.
No, that's great. That's cool. Awesome. No, super stoked to hear the rest of it when it comes out and get a copy of it that I'm pre-ordering. So everybody go to bandcamp.com. I'm sorry, the blackburns.bandcamp.com to pre-order this record called Alternative Rock that has the song ASM KoP on it and that you heard earlier. Nick, thank you so much for taking the time today to talk with me about the band, the song, how it came together, your upcoming record, and everything else. I guess the only other questions I had for you, where is the best place for people to find the Blackburns? Is it your Instagram account is the best way for people to reach out, stay in touch, and follow you, or what do you got?
Yeah, so you can certainly you can find us on Bandcamp. That's always sort of like the most direct way to support artists that you want to support. Just as a general PSA, support as many artists through Bandcamp as you can, us included. Certainly the Instagram is where to know like when we're playing and when the next single is coming out, all that kind of stuff. We'll update you mainly through the Instagram.
Okay.
And then if you must stream us through the corporate streamers, we are on there, so you can just look us up there as well.
Got it. Cool. And also buying the record when it comes out, the best place to get it is directly from Sell the Heart.
Yeah, order it through Sell the Heart, and hey, look, I got a record collection. I know vinyl is very cool, but I will also say that I have a CD collection, and CDs are very cool. And the hidden track on the CD is one of my favorite songs on the album. It did get relegated to hidden track status, but it will never stream, and it is not on the vinyl. So if you want one of the best songs the Blackburns have ever recorded, you have to buy the CD.
Well, then I guess I'm going to have to buy the CD. Right on. Awesome, man. Well, thanks again for taking the time. I super look forward to it. And yeah, man, just all the best to you and the band.
Yeah, appreciate you having me, Brett.
You bet. Thanks.
Three Crows Club presents B-Side Breakdown.
All right, and that wraps up another episode of the B-Side Breakdown. I want to thank Nick Palmer from the Blackburns for coming along to talk about their song ASM KoP. In the background, you're listening to a song Upside Down by the band Battery Eyes. If you like what you hear, please go back and listen to the previous episode because that's what it was all about. Up next, I have the band Scarborough coming on to talk about their song Chaser. So I'll give you a taste of that song at the end of this episode. I want to thank Adam Coulong and Carrie Bozel for helping me put together the jingle you hear at the beginning and the end of this episode. Please subscribe to this podcast wherever you get your podcast.